Okay, I am getting ready to record this video. I feel so weird even wanting to talk about this. I feel like I've talked about it before, but I feel just so weird about, not weird, I feel like weird, people try to, weird is not a bad thing. I'm saying it in the sense of I feel so just nervous, and I think it's because it's something I care about. It's something that like it hits home, and it just really makes you feel so deep in thought about it. It just really gets to you, and I feel like when things like that get to us, we shy away from it, and it doesn't make us want to talk about it, and that's kind of where I'm at. But I feel like it's been on my mind, it's been on my heart, and it's something that I've went through, and I don't know, I'm so thankful for whoever is watching. I'm very grateful. You have no idea. Okay, so let's go talk about this, right? It says love yourself first, and my friend Rihanna and her girlfriend got it for me for my birthday, so thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy about this. Okay, so oh my god, oh my god. Okay, so I don't know how to start this video, so I'm just gonna start talking, and I try to take notes and to write it down, and so I could talk about it, because it's been something that has been on my mind, it's been on my heart, and it's something that I'm actively going through, and I enjoy this is not gonna be a crying video, okay? I enjoy making content. It's something that, it's a hobby of mine. I enjoy doing it. I do not make any income from this, but I do just enjoy creating in my spare time, because I don't know, it makes me happy. It's something that is kind of like my outlet, right? But I've not been able to do that for some months now, because I've just been in my head, and I guess the generic answer would be, oh, I've been taking time for myself, right? But that's, you know, that's the short answer. I guess the long answer is, it's just my mental health. I'm not gonna choke. My mental health has been a struggle for me. It has been the drama of my life. It has been, oh my goodness, it has been like one of the things that I just like, it's one thing in my life that I'm like, I just want it to be okay. Like, I just would like it to be okay. Like, that is it. I just want it to be okay. I want to not be in my head, you know? So as a part of me trying to start writing down, I'm like, okay, when did it start? There will be talks of suicide in this video, and harming of self. So if you're triggered by that, please enjoy all my other content, just not this one, because I want you to be okay. So do not click any further in this video. Stop, and I will see you elsewhere, okay? It's something I've been going through, and it was really hard to like try to make content, and it's something that I enjoy doing, but it's really hard trying to stay consistent as much as you want to stay consistent, and then your mental is just not mentaling. Oh my god, I make really bad jokes and I'm uncomfortable, like the first time of my mental health being really bad was when I was 16 or a little younger than that. I just remember, like, whenever like my parents would kind of like go to sleep or something, like I would just start trying to, like, I would drink, like, you know, the Jamaican white rum, that I would like, I would have some of that, a good amount of that, and that wouldn't be good, because it's like I was younger than 16. I remember I was not older than 16, because a lot of big milestones happen when you're 16, and so I was not. I don't remember being older than 16. And so that what happened. I don't know what would even possess me to do it. I think at a time I'm like, oh, I just want to taste it. And then I realized how it made me feel. So then I'm like, okay, well, let's keep doing this. So after that, that would go on here and there. I eventually like stopped at some point, but it would go on here and there. And then we would go to, now I'm 16, and I've already told that story on here about what happened when I was 16 and all the things and all of that, so I won't get into that. But other things also happened when I was 16. I don't know, I would just get so sad. And I don't know, do most 16-year-olds get this sad? Is this a thing, or is it the hormones and stuff? Is that what it is? I'm slowly processing it all, because I'm like, I was so sad, just sad. I was not happy. I was just so sad. And you know, one can put it on what was going on around me, but I'm just like, dang, you know, like I'm just like, girl. And it got worse from there. It got worse from there. It actively got worse. At one point, I remember taking like a handful of, I think it's Tylenols. What were they called? I don't know if they banned them now. Is it Tylenols? They're like small red pills. I just remember having that, and I took like a handful of it. And my dad, when he got home, he was like, I think my stepmom told him or something, and he basically was just like, okay, do you need to go to the hospital? And I was like, no, like I was fine. I guess I don't know. And I guess I would, how to explain it? He just was like, okay, well, we're good. And then that was it. And then I remember another time when, these are just the ones at the top of my head, and I'm trying to figure out what went on around it for me to feel this way. But nevertheless, these happened. And I remember I said this in my past, I went to the counselor's office and I was just like, I don't want to live anymore. And she was like, what? And at the time, I think I was 16, and I felt nothing when I said that. I felt absolutely nothing. I felt like that's what I meant. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I said what I said, and I make it happen. And she was just looking like, and I'm looking like, I'm just... I am just so thrown with myself just hearing it, because it's like, this is what happened. And she kept me, and she was like, Kimola, you cannot go on the bus. And I was just like, why not? And she was just like, well, because you know, we're scared you might harm yourself. And I was like, what is she talking about? Like, I'm fine. But I'm just telling you, that's how I felt. Like, I mean, I still kind of mean it, but like, not really. But like, I just want to go. And so my daddy came pick me up, and he was just like, he kind of yelled at me, and he was like, you're just looking for attention. And I'm like, but that's not how I felt. Like, I felt how I felt. Like, how I felt is what I said, and that's how I felt. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking at him like, what are you talking about? Dude, I am telling you, this is how I'm feeling. Like, I'm very, very much sure of this feeling. And so after we got home or whatever, I had other instances of kind of like cutting myself. I had my little instances of that. I had my little instances. It wouldn't be too brutal of a cut. I think like I would just do a little here and there, because I didn't want anyone in my business. Because in the moment, it would kind of numb you for a little bit, but eventually your body and everything snap out of it, and you feel the pain, if that makes sense. And so I don't know, like, so that's my younger years of my mental health. And so as I got older, everything was in and out. And now that I started living on my own around like 21, 22, around that early 20s. And what happened around those times was kind of like I would drink a lot of wine. I would indulge in some red wine. Oh my goodness, indulge. And when I indulge, I would just have fun. And with that being said, that was not good, because those are different energies that you're feeling. I would go out, I would just have fun, and nothing is wrong with having fun, I might add, but it's the way that I was having fun that I was not okay with. But it's like I didn't know how to stop, but it's like I wasn't okay with, because I knew, I was like, no, we need to do better. I was kind of like, no, we gotta stop doing this. It's becoming repetitive, where you're crying on somebody's line because you're drunk of that red wine. Like, girl, no, like, we can't. This is embarrassing. What did she say? Embarrassing. It's embarrassing, okay? Like, stop doing this. Like, this is crazy. And it got to the point, I guess, where we're like, I started praying a little bit. I just said a couple prayers. I asked the universe, I asked whoever is listening for a thing or two, and I was like, I want love. I want genuine love. Because at the time I was working a lot as well. I would go to work from like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. to like 7 a.m. in the morning till 9 o'clock in the next morning. Like, it was just this ongoing cycle of me constantly working, because I enjoyed it so much. Like, I enjoyed my job, and at the time I was like, this is my first apartment. I need to make sure I have all the money I need. I need to like rag up, like I have, like, you know, at the time I had everything sorted out for myself, and I just wanted to make sure I was doing everything right for myself. And I just was like, I'm tired of coming home and being lonely. I'm tired of not having a friend. I'm just tired of this. And so that is when I met my ex-girlfriend, and we met and it just clicked. It was almost like love at first sight. It's so weird how we met too. It was just like the perfect setting. But I say all that to say that became my best friend, and she still is, because the connection we had, it felt like we knew each other before. It felt like a familiar feeling of like love and good energy, and that's what she gave. And in that, we have lived together for like, what was it, like 3 years, 4 years, and we no longer live together. That's what happened. We broke up a while ago and we no longer live together. But that is still my best friend. She helped impact my mental, because I don't know, it would just be love. It would just be good love. Like, as far as just like being friends, it would be something genuine, just someone to hang out with. Because before her, I mean, no one ever really knew me like that. Like, she knows me inside and out, so for the most part, right? So I don't know, I think like I started working on, we helped each other, and in her way of helping me, she helped me with my mental, because, you know, she would be a confidant, she'd be a friend, and she would just, I don't know, just be there. And sometimes that's kind of all you need, right? Is somebody to just be there for you. And that was I learned love in that relationship. I actually learned the true meaning of love. Am I about to cry? Oh my gosh. I actually learned the true meaning of love, because now I'm able to know what that looks like and try to pour it back into myself, even though I have not been doing it. But in that situation, I was able to just learn, and that's what I asked for, and that's what I received, and I'm so very, very grateful. So that helped my mental health, and for the most part, I was okay. But in the beginning, you guys, it gets so crazy. Like, do you know how, and it's like, looking back, I'm like, oh my god, like, when you grow up being told you're basically a crazy person, like, not literally, but like, you're basically, what are you going through, like, what is this, and you can't explain it, you can't find words. So no one was thinking about a therapy. Like, I've been to therapy before with my dad, and that didn't go very well. So it was just like one of those things where no one was thinking about. Like, in that relationship, I'm just like, okay, like, I don't know, it's a new relationship, and I don't know, no one is thinking of that. But now, like, people are, and it's so good to see, and it's just really, really nice to see that now it's like a thing. Like, you go on TikTok, people are talking about it. You go on just talking about getting help. But before, like, social media wasn't really was it popping like that? I don't know. It was popping, but like, it wasn't pop, you know what I mean? So So I was not thinking about that, okay? And so, you know, I have my moments here and there, typically when it gets colder for some reason. But I have my moments here and there, and then I'll bounce back. And then I have my moments here and there, then I'll bounce back, and so on and so forth. And like certain things I was able to work on. Like my different coping mechanisms would be like, I would start like writing the thought that I'm having over and over, and then try to like write something positive next. So if I'm having a bad thought, I'll write it, but I'll write something positive. Or at times I would just write like what I want to do. Like I want to stay still, stop moving, stop moving, stop moving, because that would calm me down. Like this one time I was at this job, and this lady, I don't know if this helped with that. I really don't know, but it helped. It helped. She was really testing my patience to the point where like my mind, like I saw things that I should not have seen. Like I wanted to beat her up really, really badly. And I was just so like, because she kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And when you're like a nice person, or you just mind your business, people take advantage of that. And it's like, I'm sitting here minding my business. Why are you bothering me? And so it was a whole bunch of stuff that went on, but I just sat there, and I think I took a sheet of paper, and because I'm waiting for the manager to come. I'm waiting, so I'm sitting there just like, be still, be still, be still. And before I know it, my legs stopped moving, and I was just calm. And I mean, I guess my next thing is kind of like breathing techniques, except like everything on me was shaking. That breathing was not gonna work. I needed to be moving something, like, because I was like, anyway. So but that was one of my little coping skills that I learned for myself, because that was just a heat in the moment. I need to distract myself. And so one that I learned with her is kind of like going to the park. I don't know, I think that's a good mental coping mechanism. That's what I learned from her. Like going to the parks, just walking around, getting into nature. Like I've always been a nature lover, but I've just never, like, I don't know, she just would go to the park. Like that's something she likes to do. She would just be like, oh, I'll be back, and she just goes to the park. That's what she like. And I was like, that's cool. I don't know, guys, I'm sorry, this is just really like a lot. Like I was trying to write it down, because I do know that I talk in circles, but my brain would not even, I don't know. Coloring help when I'm having my little, like after my episodes, because, or like to prevent my episodes, I'm trying to work on that. The thing is, it just sneaks up on me. Like it just sneaks up. Like the ones for the aftercare per se, of like caring for myself after it, I can kind of like pull myself together and get done. But when it comes to trying to prevent it, it just doesn't happen, because it just sneaks up on me. Okay, but coloring is a good one that I do for myself to kind of just like ground me a little bit. That's something that, like, some people go get their nails done. I color. I like to just sit and color, and I have my different coloring books that I have over there, and that's what I do. Clay, I like to play with clay, making candles, like any little artsy stuff that requires you to touch things, I like to do, kind of. But those are the things that I kind of learned. Like she encouraged me to just do, and it's so weird, because it's like, why do you need someone's consent to just live? But it's like, it felt like I was restrained for some reason, because it's something that like I just wasn't taught growing up, like playing with arts and stuff. So I just wasn't taught it growing up, like not like that, you know what I mean? It's a long story, you guys, of why I was not taught that. But now I'm living out my childhood dreams. Like I am sitting in here playing with clay. At one point I would make slime. I have a whole bunch of glue in there to make slime, because I just was like, I've never played with this before. So that's what I did. So I guess I'm nurturing my inner child. So I do those things. And yeah, this is cranberry juice. I wouldn't say my family have the best record with mental health. I don't think so, but that's just, everything kind of started going downhill a little bit, like last October, kind of like when it starts to get cold. I find it hard to get out of bed, and not because I'm like, oh, it's cold. No, baby, I just can't move. Like up here and up here, everybody's connected, and they don't want to move. And so it wasn't so bad. But I think at the time, like, I started kind of losing a little motivation, because it's like the job that I was at, they didn't really have any work for us. So it's like you kind of, you know, you were kind of just doing busy work. That doesn't really stimulate your brain that well. So I would be doing like crossword puzzles, because if I don't do something to kind of move my brain muscles, first of all, you just need to, you losing all of that, okay, if you don't utilize it. You know, do little crossword puzzles, or I would try to challenge myself to do different things. But I just kind of get a little bored, because it's like I feel like I'm not working, I'm not doing nothing. So October wasn't too bad, but then November got terrible. It happened so quickly, so fast, so quickly. So fast and so quickly. So what happened in November stays in November. okay, because I'm just like, what happened in November is Thanksgiving, and that is around the period where families start to get together, and I'm not really close with my family like that. So I kind of was just, I'm not saying, like, I don't know if it was the cold season or the family, but everybody's telling me it's both. Because when it was in November, I kind of just started having little mental breakdowns here and there. Like, I don't know, I'll find myself just crying for like, I don't know, it was just like, I don't know. And so I would cry for like, I don't know, it was just happening too much. That's all I know, too much. I was like, this is how, first it just started out as like, okay, it was a long day of doing nothing, and your brain is kind of like, so it's like, okay, let's keep it going. And how do I explain it? Like, I'll leave from work, I'll get home, I think around that time, it was just cold and dreary. It was not good. I don't like the weather here. So it wasn't as cold as other areas, but it was just not, you know? So I think that affected my mood a little bit, and I started taking, I gotta show you guys it. I started taking some like supplements, CBD supplements. I'm gonna go get it. Okay, so this is the CBD gummies, Delta 9, Sim Leaf, and I went to my local store and tried it out, and it helped a good bit. I want to get some vegan ones, because I don't think these are vegan, but they're pretty good. I would like just be trying little stuff like those to kind of just help me through it, like what I would be feeling and stuff. So much happened around that time as well, and I don't think that I was doing the necessary steps to like setting those boundaries, knowing that I'm more fragile in the winter time. I don't think that I was setting those proper boundaries just year round, but I'm saying really around those times, it's just like, girl, come on. Like, I know we're human and all, but damn, you know what I mean? Like, so I didn't set those boundaries. I was just kind of like just doing whatever, and I think part of it was because like I was just doing whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing is going on at work, then like you're just trying, like, you don't really talk to your family like that, but then you're like, okay girl, I'm just trying to live my life, but then you tolerate people treating you any kind of way, and then it's just, that does something up here. It does not add to it. It does not add to any of it, you know? So, you know, and then on top of it, around that time, I was also like, first I was cooking initially it was for this one person, because I was like, oh my god, they're coming to town, yay. And then it turned out for everybody, because I was like, oh, might as well. I wasn't sleeping, wasn't really eating, all around those times. Then I think that was like November. Oh, then I believe that's when, so that was November. That was what it was. And you know, we tried our best, we made it through, yay. December rolled around, and we did not do so good. we were not doing so good at all, not even a little bit. All the thoughts of things came right back. They found their way knocking at my door, and I didn't want to respond, but guess what, it's gonna happen anyways. December rolled around. I said to myself, you know, I want to do Wigmas, and I want to do Vlogmas. I want to try this out. I want to see how I like it, and I want to do it. Yeah. So through it, I would be having my moments, right? My moments here and there. I think it really broke me when my last camera broke, because it was like, it was in the middle of me recording for, I believe, Vlogmas, because I did 12 days of Wigmas and then 12 days of Vlogmas, and I think that it really did it. Like, everything that I had been, just the little bit of sanity I had, it just like went out the window, and that was it. I don't know, I just, from then on out, it was just tears, crying, bathroom crying, listening to Janae Aiko crying, listen to Adele crying. It just kept going, and part of it, it just kept going, and it kept going, and it kept going. I think it went all through December, for the most part of December. But after December, January rolls around. That is my birthday month. She's a Capricorn, so I was like, yay, let's do something for this birthday, right? And so I'm like, okay, but I wanted to leave the country, so I was like, you know, let's go ahead and get a wax. So I went and got that done, and I was talking to the lady, and she's like, you know, we're kikiing, and she's like, oh my god, you're going out of town, and we start talking about birthdays. Don't know how we got on that, but we got on that. And she's like, yeah, I'm an Aquarius, and I just got married, and my husband, he's a Capricorn. And I'm like, this is crazy. She was like, you need an Aquarius, that's what you need. And we're just like, you know, laughing about it. And after I left the appointment, I was very happy, but I also was very, because I got to talk to a really cool stranger. But I also was so thrown because she's an Aquarius, and I'm like, I just started crying. Y'all, I grabbed my glasses, put them on, and I was just like crying. Not safe, pull over. But I'm just saying, I was just crying, and I was like, because my brother that passed away, he was an Aquarius, and I don't know, we would always butt heads, but we loved each other. Like, it was the one, like, usually me and all my other siblings, I'm like, we're gonna butt heads, and that's just gonna be it. There's no recovering. But with this one little brother of mine, we would butt heads, and we're gonna be right back. My mother, she would get involved in every little thing, but that was the one little thing she did not get involved in. She was like, I don't even want to deal with this. Like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, I don't even, because like, y'all gonna, basically, we're gonna gaslight her. Now I'm looking back and putting like names to terms and stuff. We would gaslight her because she's in our business, because in the end, we're just best friends. Yeah, like, so that's what would happen. And so around January, my birthday's coming up. I'm trying to be really excited for it, but I find myself just crying and crying. And now I'm in the bathtub, just, I can't get out. I stayed in there for so long. I was in there for so long. And I'm not talking about I'm in there relaxing. I'm in there stuck. Can't breathe. Just stuck. Just stuck. Just stuck. Just crying. Like, oh my god. And so I think, oh my god, I said I was not gonna cry. I think that happened, and I don't know when it happened, but I went to work, and like in January, I believe it happened as well, where I was at work at the time, and I just couldn't get out the bathroom. I was just in there having a mental breakdown, just crying. I was trying to get it together, like, get it together. Your eyes are gonna be red, and people are gonna be in your business and be asking what's wrong, like, get it together. But I couldn't. And me and my coworkers were supposed to go get something to eat, and I had to text her and be like, just give me a second, like, I'm not feeling, something's going on, and I'm just not feeling well. And then I started thinking, girl, you need to get you some eye drop. Your eyes gonna always be red because you're always crying. After that, another thing happened at work. It's just been another thing happened when, I don't know, it's like I was just feeling so much, too much. And I was looking for my little friend and found her, and I just broke down crying. And it was my first time breaking down in front of a stranger, I feel. And I like that, like at work. like I know this person and we're you know, we're cool, we talk, like that's my buddy. But I'm saying, like, that was my first time that happened. And so we started talking. I started telling her everything about like how I've been feeling and stuff. And you know, she says, you know what, you know, I'm gonna talk to some people, da 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 da. She talked to some people, but how I'm gonna say this, I did not like how it was done. Meaning, like, I didn't really like I was at work and then she kind of involved the other coworker that I'm also cool with, and then she wasn't there, so then that coworker was like, oh, let's call her, and they kind of cornered me into like helping me. And at first I didn't like how it was done because I felt like I was being attacked for some reason. Like, why do we feel attacked when someone's trying to help us? Is that our pride, our ego? Like, what is that? Because it's like I felt attacked. I felt like I was being cornered. I didn't like how it felt. It felt like, wait, what's going on? Because it's like I confided in one person and now everybody's coming, like, I'm confused. And so she was just kind of like, you know, Kim, we want to try to get you some help. We want to try to get you some help. And you know, I talked to some people in there, so you know, you're going through depression, you are depressed, do you want to go to the hospital? And I kind of was like, no, because the last time I went to the hospital, you guys know I went for my throat, and I was in there having mental breakdown because of how much, just thinking about the how much I have to pay and how much I don't have it. And so that sent me through the roof, around the moon, and came back down. Like that, I was in there breaking down, just crying. First of all, I'm crying because my throat is doing whatever. It doesn't feel good being in the hospital. A, who's going there for fun? B, and C, I'm just like, no, like this is. So at first I didn't like, I was like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital because I felt like I was living in some sick reality. Because here's the thing about it, when you go through your episode, well, for me anyways, when you go through your episode and you come back down, you're looking at everybody else like they're crazy. I don't know what that is, but you're looking at most people like they're insane, because you're like, okay, we already talked about that, like move on. I don't know if it's avoidance or what, but it's like you're like, okay, we've got it. Like, okay, I said I'm gonna get the therapist, all right, cool, and you just move on with your life. Nothing was resolved, you just move on. Her saying that, you know, like I said, how it was done, at first I was upset, but like now looking back at it, I'm not upset, because I realized, like, okay, you were trying to help me, and that's what it looked like when people are trying to help you and they mean well by you. They just know that you're going through something, they see something else that you don't, and they want to help you. And so in that sense, you know, I thought about it and I was just like, okay, they meant well by it, okay, cool. And you know, I've been trying, after that, all of these were, they still, a good 3 out of them, a couple out of them was like suicidal thoughts that started coming back in the picture. She started knocking at the door again, and I got scared because the thing is, when you're having those thoughts, you feel like you're drowned, and I just felt like I was drowned, and I just wanted to be okay. I just want to be okay. And it sounds so vague to just say I just want to be okay, but that is it. I just want to be okay mentally. I want to be okay. I want to not live in my head all day. I just want to be able to exist and see what everybody else see. I'm tired of seeing what I see. And I get it, like we all see different things, but you get what I mean. Like, I'm tired of this up here doing its own thing, like, and it's not even a fun kind, like the delusion of stuff. It's the why am I crying all the time? Why am I sad? Why am I just overthinking? Like, I don't get it. So I had those thoughts, and every time I would have them, I would try to think something positive. Like, it would sneak in, and you know how RuPaul said your inner saboteur. It's kind of like that. Like, they would sneak in, and I would be like, no. Okay, what's something else we can use? Okay, we're grateful for this. Like, once those start sneaking in, like, oh, you, like, all those bad thoughts that starts to try to pull you under, like you're not good enough. What are you good at? You're not good at anything. Like, stuff like that. They start pulling you under. And then I try to, no, I'm grateful for this. No, I'm thankful for this. Like, I try to counteract them. And look, all I'm gonna say is there's no equal points here. Both sides are losing. I'm just gonna say that, because we're still a work in progress. So yeah. Oh my god, This is one of the hardest videos. Y'all know I love to talk. This is one video I do not want to talk. I don't want to say nothing. I just want to sit here and y'all get everything I'm saying. Like, and so I went on my trip in January and I had a good time and it felt good to feel the sun on me. So that was good. And then I came back on my birthday and I cried so much. I cried because of the gift that my friend gave me. It's a necklace and it has like my brother's name and it says like someone that's looking down on you or something like that, and I could not stop crying. It went on for a day, and then the next day my period came and I was like, okay, great, like we're just fine. Oh, we're just fine, we're just being dramatic, like we're fine. We were not fine. We were not. I don't know why I joke with myself like this, but in January when I got back from my trip, I was trying to like after I had my little episode and then my period, and then after that I was like, okay, we're okay, and then they were like, okay, did you find a therapist? So then I actively started really searching for a therapist because I'm like, okay, they're right, let me try to find one that kind of aligns with me a bit. And so my friends started helping me look for it, and then I just haven't found one yet. So I'm still searching, but in the meantime I feel like I'm still trying to develop some better like coping skills. Like I haven't had any too bad of thoughts, suicidal thoughts, or I haven't had any too bad of them this February. They've not been that bad, which is good, right? So that's been good. I've been just pushing through. It's been a bit, but I've been trying. Like I've just been going, and I'm so thankful. Like I'm just because the thing here is I want to explore the world. I want to live. I want to keep going. I want to enjoy all of it. And like, I don't know, like when you start feeling like those thoughts come and they get you, it's like nothing else matters. Like those thoughts just get you and you can't find your way out, and you're like trying to swim up and you just such a soldier. It's just, and then you have to get up and try again the next day and try again and try again. So I don't want to give up. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm very, very grateful for my life. I'm more than thankful. I'm grateful. I know how grateful I am, how blessed I am. It's just, that's why I want to win. Like that's why I want to win. Like that's why I want to just feel good. And every day I'm gonna keep choosing that. I'm gonna try to choose that, even when old girl up here trying to get creative with the situation. We're not gonna let her win. And like y'all was talking about, some days I can't get out of bed, and it's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to move. Like sometimes, like on the weekends, you know, I know what people are thinking, like, yeah, lounge around, chill, relax, da, 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 da. But I'm like to do things. I love nature. I like to be outside. I like playing. I like to do things. So it's like weekend, you just in the bed. Why can't you move? Or when you come home, you just in the bed. And I get it. Oh, you're tired from work, but it's like, this is not you. You know what I mean? My pattern started changing, and when my friend lived with me, she would notice that, and she would be like, oh boy, she was like, you know what you going through? And she would be like, okay, we need to go outside, we need to go for a walk, like come on, let's go for a walk. Because like when it get cold, yeah, like people are like, I don't want to leave my house, but I don't leave the bed. Like I don't move. Like I could not be bothered with the world. I could not be bothered with anyone, and that goes on for like months. That can go on for months, and that's not healthy for me. That's not something I want. And so, because it affects my mental, because then I lay there, then sometimes I just be laying there. I don't, because my friend, when we live together, she be like, why is it so quiet in this house? Because I have completely checked out. That's just what's going on here. And so now we're in February, and like I said, it's been better. I've been renovating my apartment, and that's been going very well. So yay. And I don't know, I am actively trying to push myself into a new direction. I don't know. I'm actively trying to push myself. We'll see how far we can go, right? Just for jokes. Let's start at jokes. Let's start joking ourselves and say, let's go to therapy and see if it can help, and look at it actually help. So let's do that. I'm still actively looking for a therapist. And yeah, I might start doing some shadow work on myself. See if we can get something going while we're still researching for a therapist, and because there's a lot of wait lists out there, and I'm just gonna try to, like, I'm getting back into, I think what plays a part also is like just I have, like, when October hit, like once it start getting a little cold, I start eating bad, and that's something I'm gonna have to get out of quickly. Like, quickly, because I just start eating bad. Like, all the bad stuff, I'm talking about chicken, pork, all of that. That's what I've been doing, and no, that's not something I want for me. So that's bad stuff for me. So because it does something to my body that I don't like what it's doing, and I know that's what it's doing, and I don't like it. So because I typically do the seafood, my body can deal with the seafood and the vegan stuff. That's what my body can deal with, and so I usually stick within that realm. But then when it gets cold, I just start acting a fool, and I just stop caring about everything. I stop taking my iron, I stop taking my magnesium, I just start living life, doing whatever. All the bad habits start sneaking in, and I just don't know. So that's something that I'm working on changing. Like, really trying. I think because, like, I don't know, I'm an island baby. I don't know if any other island babies feel this way. Like, I was born there, so like the weather stuff, people are like, you should be used to it. No, I am not used to it. I do not like it. This is not what my body is like. What are you talking about? My body don't like this. My body, like, it's not even used to it. So I don't know if that affects me some way, somehow. I know, like, taking your vitamin D will help, and if you're not getting enough, then that will bring down everything, like most things. So there's that. Like, I know a little about that, but yeah. So that's basically what's been going on, you guys. It's February again. That's what I'm working on, incorporating some better habits. So by next week, I will try to stop taking too many of these, because I finished. I had some other ones, but stop I've kind of been dependent on them, so I'm gonna wing myself off of it. Wing myself off of them. I'm gonna do my detox that I've done on this channel before, I believed. I'm gonna do that, and kind of just like, however you want to take it, but for me, it kind of just helps me with my body. And then I will start purchasing my vitamins and really gather a routine for that. So that's what I'm gonna be working toward, to just gather myself and just trying to incorporate better habits with, like, working out, getting back into working out. I just really want to experience all that life has to offer. Like, I want to do it. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, like, it's just something that, like, but it's so crazy, because, like, I talk like this, but when you're in that space, girl, you're not thinking about none of this. You like, let's end it. Sounds so crazy, I know, but that's what be going on. So yeah, so I'm just ready to find me a really nice therapist, start putting in the work for me, and just start showing up for myself for once, because I be showing up for everybody and their mama when I need to, and just try to create better boundaries for myself. And so those are the things that I want to work on moving forward. I feel like, and see if those help. I feel like I owe that to myself, and if you are going through something like this too, I feel like you also owe it to yourself. Just try to give yourself a fair shot. Like, whatever, like, just try and reach out to who you need to reach out to, the hotline that you need to reach out to get some help. But just try with me. Like, let's try to, like, we're gonna develop some good routines, and we're gonna see how they go, and because those will help. I feel like they will help us. And I'm gonna hold on to that little bit of hope. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to it. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on, guys. Not really much while the world's falling apart, because it is. But in all seriousness, that is all that's been going on. I'm going to be trying to get myself together because I do enjoy just creating whatever content, talking to strangers online. I don't know, I enjoy that, like getting to know others, so in that way. So yeah, that's it, guys. That is it. That's yeah. All right, guys, so bye.